So how do you handle that?
Yeah, I think it has to work from the top down. There has to be a level of
But you're here.
expectation and leadership.
There would be a few days where I would walk in and you're not here.
Man, I'm here most days about 10 to 6, 5 to like 6, between 5:45 and 6:30. I'm in the office most of the time. But, I also live very close.
Yeah.
So it's not as difficult for me to do that. And then my body clock just wakes up at 5. So I'll get up, I'll get ready and chill out at home a bit and then either drive or walk to the office. Let's be serious, I drive. I don't walk.
Every day.
Pretty much.
You live like 2 blocks away.
I've got a car, I've got to use it.
Someone's got to put case.
Got to rock up the case.
The fuel will go stale.
Yeah. So, yeah, well,
so
you know.
Do you need to come in earlier?
Yeah. Myself.
Is that the thing? Yeah. I'm not coming in early enough.
Not disciplined enough.
Yeah.
The thing for me, and as you know, I've been so busy for the last 6 months, I don't feel that I've been stepped into my CEO role as much as I should. And I feel that the CEO role does entail me being more connected with everyone within the organization. So that's definitely something I'm putting a core focus on for the remainder of the year anyway. So in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to do a team meeting. And, I was saying this to someone the other day, I don't think it was you, but I coach and mentor builders and other trade professionals on what to do and how to run a business and how to be great and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's silly that I don't do that with my own team. I think there's a lot that I can teach them and help them and guide them and give them the tools and resources and then watch them flourish or not. And then again, I've got my answer as far as who I want to be with us in the team or who's driven to go in a certain direction or who wants to be the 9 to 5 person. Because as you said, 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with them. It's not saying that they're not good performers. It's just, they're capped. Don't come to me asking for 150 grand because you're not that person. You're the person that's going to work 9 to 5, do your job, do your hours, do it well, go home. So you get that life balance, as most people call it, which again is fine. But I kind of don't feel like I like that. Maybe that's because that's not what I'm personally like. There could be an element of that. But yeah, I just get pumped when I see people putting in effort. Like for them, not for me. I can give a fuck. I'll work hard. I'm still going to get the result. But I just feel when people go that little bit extra, they go above and beyond, it's helping them more than it's helping anyone else. And I think people fail to see that. If you're an employee and like you want to do better, man, just work, just do those little 1% things. It will make the world of difference. The world of difference when you work that little bit harder than everyone else.
What do you do now that you didn't do, even though you're saying like, yes, I used to do all these things, blah, blah, blah. What do you do now because there's got to be things that you notice now. I know for myself there is 100%. There's things that I notice now where I'm like, I probably wouldn't have noticed that as an employee.
Can you give me an example?
Like leaving right on time.
That I notice it for my employees?
Yeah, or no, something that no. So my question was, what do you do now that you wouldn't have noticed that you did as an employee? Like in the sense of, what do you do now that you're like, I didn't notice that I didn't do this as an employee. That's good that you would like to see your employees do.
Yeah, okay.
Like for me, if you clock off, let's just say you finish at 5 o'clock. We've got a clocking system. If you log out at 5 o'clock, that tells me you weren't doing anything at 4:55. That's how I think now. Now, when I was an employee, I'd clock off at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'd also not be doing anything at 4:55. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like little things, like you notice. I used to get into holiday mode. Like you get into holiday mode, all of a sudden you're not as productive as you were. Is there anything that you do now that you're like, okay, when I was an employee, I wish I knew this? Like times don't matter as much to me now. Like I'm a little bit more flexible with them. I'm very punctual, but I'm a little bit more flexible with them in the sense of the time you start and the time you finish matter less. It's more about getting
what you do in the moment.
Yeah, like there's no point in staying here till 8 p.m. if you hardly work from 5 till 8. You might as well just leave at 5. and come in half an hour early the next day and do that stuff. Things like that, things that I didn't realize that I would have did as an employee. You know what I mean? The calling in sick, the annual leave, like trying to book in my annual leave super early shows signs of like, you don't care. Like you kind of checked out. You're worried about your holidays, which you've got every right to be. But as an employer, you look at that differently. You start thinking, okay, cool. Like you don't care at all. Like that's your focus is like this one thing, and that's fine. But as an employer, you do see,
you do, yeah. You have a different.
You
perspective.
notice,
that's
yeah,
what it is.
you notice
because they'll never have that perspective because they're not in that position to know and to see those things.
Oh yeah, no. They would never know. But once you become an employer, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool. What are the things that I used to do that I wish I knew? Because I feel like now, and I've said this before, I would be the greatest employee in the world now.
Yeah, I say that too. I say if I was to go for a job,
dude, like I'm telling
it's
you,
like,
like
if I go to the job interview now,
I'll work a month for free, and if you don't want to hire me after that, I'm guaranteed you're going to want me after a month. Like if you don't want me after that, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's your choice. But I'm so confident that I can show you what I can do for a month, and you will want me on your team. That I'll do it for free.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to ask for my salary.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's how confident I am. That if you saw what I could do, you'd be like, cool, we need this guy.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that confidence back then.
Well, you didn't have you back yourself now because you've got the skill set to do so. Probably not as much back then. And also living week to week back then too, probably.
It's a different life.
Yeah, look, that's a good question, but I'm finding it hard to answer.
Why?
Because I don't feel that I do too much. For example, I'm sure there were things. I'm just finding it difficult to think about what they are.
Yeah.
Like when I was working at this company, BuildCep, that I used to work for, I always had this deep connection with the company I worked with in the sense of I felt that I was really them, like I was part of the team. You know, you cut me, I bleed blue and white or whatever the company colors were. And, you know, when I was working at that company, particularly because they were very hands-on directors, they were a small company, still turning over a decent amount, over 20 mil when I got there. And I think they grew up to about 50. But it was a very hands-on, family-orientated business. So I got to work closely with them, and it was a smaller team. They still had 10-odd people there, whatever it was. So I felt that everything I did really mattered, and I took it personally, and I wanted to do well for them. I was pumped when they got the wins on the board, do you know what I mean? Because of something that I did and helped them contribute. Look, I'm sure.
What's the culture like?
No, it was good. It was actually really good.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was a good culture. No one bickered or anything like that. It was a young team, relatively young. I was probably there was the two directors. They would have been at the time in their probably 40s. And then myself, I would have been in my 30s, early 30s at the time when I was there.
It was a while back now.
Yeah, it was over 10 years. My back didn't hurt back then.
Fair enough.
So no, it was a youngish team. But anyway, I used to always take it personally. Like I felt a deep care and pride working at all the businesses. Even when I was at Multiplex, I felt very much like that too. I think Multiplex was a bit more
cutthroat.
Oh, definitely, yeah, sink or swim scenario. You know, they would throw you in the deep end, and if you did well, you'd stay. If you didn't, they'd be like, "Cool, thanks for your time. See you later." So there was a little bit more of that. And it was a fair bit more corporate back then too. Like there was the corporate aspect of it, being such a big company. But yeah, I'm struggling a little bit to think what I would have done. I mean, maybe there would be a little bit more sense of entitlement back then, like as you said, with annual leave and looking forward to the holidays and all that sort of stuff. Because as much as I may have felt that, it wasn't the reality. Like I didn't necessarily get the bonus because of them making millions of dollars that year. Do you know what I mean? But I do still believe that it was a huge contributing factor to me getting opportunities, even if it was just personal growth, even if it just made me better by doing those difficult things.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.